South Africa has meanwhile announced dates for its most pivotal elections. The president's office has said that the nation will have the national and also the provincial elections on the 29th of May. Opinion polls so far have been predicting an erosion of support for the ruling African National Congress. They say that the ANC could in fact end up even losing its majority for the very first time since it stormed to power about 30 years ago, after the end of the apartheid era in South Africa. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced the election date on Tuesday. His party, the ANC, is currently facing numerous challenges. These include a historically high jobless rate in Africa's most developed economy, power outages that have in fact severely disrupted homes and businesses, and also a growing lack of trust amongst voters as a result of numerous corruption accusations against the party. Several reports have predicted that the ANC vote will slip below 50% for the very first time since 1994. If the ANC, a party once led by Nelson Mandela, loses its majority, then it will need to form a coalition government to stay on in power. Ramaphosa, a follower of Mandela, is in fact looking for a second and final 5-year term in these general elections. In a South African election, votes are in fact cast for a party and not for a presidential candidate. The vote percentage of the winning parties then decides their seat share in the 400-seat parliament, and the party then selects the members of parliament in the parliament who in turn end up choosing the president. So far, the president of South Africa has been from the ANC. However, this time, one survey has shown that the ANC's vote share could drop to less than 40%. South Africa's main opposition party, the centrist Democratic Alliance, is in discussions for an opposition coalition. But to achieve this, the opposition parties will have to increase their vote share considerably to over 50%. And our correspondent Calden Ongbo has been tracking the story very closely for us and has sent us this report from South Africa. Take a listen.
The much anticipated date has been announced. South Africans will go to the polls on May 29. Main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, said this is a countdown to a historic moment where South Africa has the opportunity to rescue itself from 30 years of ANC failure, corruption and state capture. Economic freedom fighter leader Julius Malema wrote, "It's a date," on his social media platform X. 2024 elections coincide with South Africa's celebration of 30 years of freedom and democracy. Some analysts have predicted the country might face prospect of a multi-party coalition for the first time, bringing an end to ANC's 30 years of ruling the country. But the party itself seems very confident. This weekend, ANC will launch its manifesto in KwaZulu-Natal province. It might be the only chance for the ruling party to win back hearts of its supporters. This is Calden Ongbo from Johannesburg, South Africa, for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.